When I was growing up, video games were simple. We didn't have any of the great graphics or online gameplay that kids have nowadays. We had to rely on a short story, 8-bit music, and a blotchy character that we could halfway care about what he was trying to do when he was stomping mushrooms and shit. And even though it was simple and shitty by today's standards, it still managed to blow my tiny prepubescent mind. I remember coming home from school just waiting to play the hell out of some Rampage, which is probably the reason I have sudden urges to smash buildings and destroy innocent bystanders, but that's besides the point. I just couldn't wait to play a video game, even though I had to spend an hour blowing the damn cartridge out just to get the damn thing to play. Sometimes it'd be all blotchy, you could barely read the text, even though I really couldn't read that good, so it didn't really matter, and there'd be little squares everywhere, and it just sucked. And kids today are just spoiled with their little online downloaded games and their wireless controllers. Don't even get me started on the wireless controllers. I remember having to stretch a tiny 4-foot cord out through the living room just to play a game. My sister would be playing Mario and I'd come hauling ass through the house and hit the tightly stretched cord like a goddamn tripwire in Vietnam and send everything fucking flying and crashing to the ground. And now she's all trying to beat my ass because she's got to start over from the beginning. She was about to save the princess and shit. We didn't have save buttons or anything like that. When you were done, it was done. Kaput. Power go out. Oh, well, fuck you, Timmy, because now you got to start all over again. Talk about teaching you patience. I see kids nowadays that can't stand if their Angry Birds app won't load fast enough, but here's my 6-year-old ass that keeps playing the same thing over and over again, determined to get across that fire level, man. Talk about frustrating unless you had a Game Genie, because that was the shit. All of us had that rich friend that had everything that you could imagine for any kind of game system that was out at that time. They had the Game Genie. They bring it out of a gold box, and unpack it, and it'd just be glowing like something out of Indiana Jones, and you're like, ooh. Nowadays, people get pissed off all the time about people glitching and cheating. Back in the day, you had to earn your cheating. Video games back then taught life lessons. They taught you patience as you tried to get a tiny little plumber with a pedophile mustache laid by saving a princess from a Harvey Weinstein dragon. It challenged sexist views by revealing that Metroid was a woman the whole time you've been playing, even though it did put her in a bathing suit. But in their defense, she was probably hot as shit in that big suit. And it taught me what blind rage felt like. Because I swear to God, I wanted to choke that fucking dog from Duck Hunter till he turned blue in the face and bury him in the field behind it. Little sarcastic laughing ass. And speaking of blind rage, a multiplayer was completely different. You didn't have online play. If you were playing against someone, they were sitting next to you and you could see that you were pissing them off. Talk about a whole new dynamic of danger to the whole gameplay experience. Playing against people was better though because you could physically affect the game. Losing a racing game to a little brother or cousin? Easy. Kick the shit out of them. They're sitting right next to you. Worst thing they're going to do is run crying to mommy. And I know this not because I'm the one that did it. It's because I was the little brother. If I started winning, I could watch my sister, who is the sweetest person in the world, turn into Hitler. I will end you! Now, instead of receiving physical violence from a sibling, I have to worry about a 9-year-old halfway around the world explaining to me in explicit detail the sex acts he performed on my mother the night before. Yeah, today's games have better graphics, better controls, and we can play against people halfway across the world. But you know what it doesn't have? Pure, misremembered nostalgia. Whenever I play games nowadays, it makes me feel like a kid again. Not because of pure nostalgia, but because I'm sitting in the dark covered in Cheeto dust screaming obscenities at a 10-year-old that lives halfway across the world. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, leave a like. Tell me what you thought in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. If you have any ideas on other videos you'd like to see, tell me about them in the comments section below and check out the other videos. I'm Hindsight 2020 and peace! Doses!